could you please, if you're just gonna do scripture, but don't freaking talk about things that my child does not need to know about. You do not get to decide when my child learns about rape or abortion. You don't.
Well, I think reaching people with the truth about this is more important.
I disagree. My 10-year-old is over there. There are little babies all over here, and you're talking about rape, and you're talking about abortion?
Yep, I need to talk about it.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Why? Why does my 10-year-old have to be assaulted with his innocence? Because you think it's okay. If you want to love people with scripture, let people talk about the scripture. My son needs to hear the scripture. He hears the scripture every week. Every day we talk about the scripture. We read our Bibles, but we don't talk about those things. It is not time for him to know that.
When I preach in the public, there's always going to be children around. There's always going to be children around when I preach in the public.
Love the little children. You're not loving the children right now. You are not respecting the children. You are not loving the children.
No, I don't think it's hateful to children to use the word rape.
It is. When they don't know what it is.
And that's fine if they don't know what it is.
Yeah, but then they're going to freaking ask questions. And you don't need to freaking have that conversation with my son.
You can tell them we'll talk about that at a different time, right?
No. He's talking about rape and how abortion is performed. And I have children over here that do not need to know about that.
You don't have to. You don't have to tell them about rape, ma'am.
You're telling him about rape. You're freaking yelling on a megaphone. And I have a 10-year-old son. 10 years old. Do you understand?
I'm using the word
do you
rape.
Have children?
No, I don't.
Then you don't understand. There's an innocence level.
Ma'am, I'm not explaining what rape is. I'm just using the word rape.
You don't need to say the word on a megaphone in a public space where there are children.
Yeah, I do.
No, you don't.
Because wherever I preach, there's going to be children. I preach in the public, ma'am.
Okay.
There's children everywhere.
But
and they're going to hear about rape.
Preach the gospel. The gospel doesn't use scripture. Don't freaking talk about rape in front of children.
I'm not explaining what rape is. I'm using the word rape, okay? And if you don't know what it is, that's fine.
No, it's not fine for you to freaking bring things up in front of little children's ears who don't need to know about that.
If it's a good thing for people to hear, then I can do that.
It is not a good thing for my 10-year-old to hear. It is not a good thing for my 10-year-old to hear.
You take your good thing somewhere else and tell somebody else.
This is ridiculous.
There's a whole big crowd over there, you can tell.
Yeah.
We've been hearing it for an hour and a half now.
This is a great spot where people come through.
Okay,
you're going to hear me anyway.
Don't talk about rape and don't talk about how abortions are performed. My son doesn't need to know about that.
Your 10-year-old son does need to know how abortions are performed.
No, he does not. You are not his father. You are not his mother. You do not get to decide what he gets to learn about when. And that's what you're doing. You're taking that right away from me.
I have the right to free speech.
Well, you don't have the right
to free speech too. So
yeah, that's what I'm doing. My free speech right here.
You can give your free speech.
I am right here. I'm telling you, I don't want you talking about this crap in front of my son and in front of all the other little children. Don't freaking.
Don't videotape her.
I don't give you permission to post me on any.
Please don't take my signs.
We didn't give you any permission to videotape us.
Please don't take my phone. Okay. Please give me my phone back.
I got his phone because he did not give me permission to videotape me. Can you go?
You do not have permission to videotape me.
Can you go now?
You do not have permission to videotape me. You do not have permission to videotape me. You do not have permission to videotape me. You do not have permission to videotape me.
Please, ma'am. You're acting very irrational.
Yes, because you're freaking talking about things that my child does not need to know. You're talking about things that my child does not need to know. Do you hear this? Do you hear this? My son does not need to know about this. He's 10 years old. You do not get the choice.
Back away from him.
He is videotaping me. I do not want to be videotaped.
Hey man, there's kids over here. Why don't you take that shit somewhere else?
Kids are being mass murdered. Why don't you worry about the kids who are being mass murdered?
Take that shit somewhere else.
Nope. I'm going to preach the truth, and you're going to hear it.
What you're going to get preached is you asked for.
Nope.
My 10-year-old is having to listen to this.
I understand.
My 10-year-old. So family shouldn't be out of here? Like, he gets more.
He's disturbing the peace is what he's doing.
Absolutely. Are you disturbing the peace? You said it earlier.
Yeah,
go back on your recording. You have said 3 or 4 times you were disturbing the peace.
I have the right to free speech.
Right to free speech is all right. Take it somewhere else. We're tired of hearing. You've been here for an hour and a half.
Leave city property.
Well, that's not. They caused the disturbance. They're the one who stole my property.
Well,
your actions are causing your actions.
No, it's the response to my actions.
It's also city ordinance. You cannot use any kind of sound amplification.
Okay, I won't use the amp, but I think I have the right to stand on public property, right? It's a public park, right?
To a point, unless you start causing disturbance, but you are going to have to cut out the bull.
Okay, I won't use the megaphone, but please let me stand here and use my right to stand in a public area and educate people. And just because they're mad at me doesn't mean that I did anything wrong, right? Because people, I have the right to give an offensive message.
Your actions are instigating it, though.
No, but
based on listen.
no,
listen.
like it's their choice to respond in that way.
Let me talk. You are inciting these people actions that are creating disturbance by what you're doing.
But that's not my fault.
Yes,
it's their
it is.
fault. It's their fault
No,
for
it's your
responding
fault.
in that way. I'm not being aggressive towards them. They're being aggressive towards me. They stole my property.
And you're the instigation of it.
No, I'm just yes, but I'm standing here preaching to
argue
people.
all you want to.
I'm doing a legal
You
thing,
can argue
sir.
all
I'm
you
preaching on a
But I'm
megaphone.
telling you right now, if this continues, you will be gone. Okay? It is against the city ordinance, and we're not going to put up with it.
What is
okay?
against the city ordinance? To stand and show signs?
No, for you to use that
I won't use it anymore.
and start inciting a riot. It's a Class C misdemeanor. It's
I'm not.
stupid.
I'm.
This whole
It's
thing
their
is
response,
ridiculous.
man. It's their response to me. I
You're
did not do
listening to me.
anything.
You're not listening to me. I get that you are preaching. You have the right to say whatever the heck you want to. But the second you start inciting this action, this altercation, both of you will leave.
It's not my fault.
You can take that up with the judge. I'm not here to argue that.
So you don't care about justice. You just care about doing
No.
what you want.
I care about keeping everybody peaceful and happy. And you are making that a problem.
Why don't you care about people's rights, though? Because
I care about your rights.
Well, you
but
don't.
I also care about the general population out here can't enjoy a 4th of July fireworks show because you're out here running your mouth. I don't disagree.
I have the right to stand out here
I
and do
don't
that.
disagree with what you're saying. But the problem that we're having is that these people, it's causing a reaction out of these people.
Why don't you talk to them and tell them to recognize I have the right to free speech and to not be aggressive towards me and get up in my face and steal my property? I'm just standing here preaching.
Do you want to file a report for theft of property?
No.
Okay.
But they were
So
aggressive
that's
towards
over.
me. That's what you need to address. Address the people who got in
I
my
have addressed
face.
that.
They're gone.
They're gone.
Okay, good. But you're coming at me acting like I'm doing something wrong by simply using my rights.
Because you're creating this atmosphere that is not conducive to having family out here.
But that's not against the law. Like, you should enforce the law, right? Are you a cop? Or are you just security?
No, I'm just security.
Okay.
No, I'm a cop.
Okay. Then enforce the law.
I am, and when you start a disturbance like that, I'm going to enforce the law, and I will take you to jail along with them.
But that's not the law.
That is the law.
doesn't. The
That
law
is
doesn't
the
say
law.
that if you're standing in a public area preaching that you can be taken to jail because somebody was offended by what you said and got angry at you.
Yeah, it's called disorderly conduct.
No, it's if
It's
I'm
called
doing.
disorderly conduct.
But what I'm
Look it
doing
up.
is not disorderly, though.
Yes, it is. You're creating.
They were disorderly.
Look, keep arguing with me, and we'll handle it a completely different way. Okay? I'm not going to put up with this. Okay? All these people want to do is come out here and have a good time. And if you are too single-minded or narrow-minded that you can't see that you're causing this atmosphere of all these people being pissed off at you and having a disturbance out here that you're creating, that's not my problem.
Wouldn't it be their
No.
responsibility to not respond in an aggressive manner towards me?
When you have 10-year-old kids and young kids out here listening to this stuff, look, I don't disagree with what you're saying. I disagree with how you're saying it and where you're saying it. If you want your message to be heard, don't come out and preach to a bunch of kids. The kids don't want to hear
Actually,
that.
kids are going to be out in public wherever I preach, so. And kids need to be educated about this. They can be a voice for children
These
who need
little
help.
girls, these little kids,
Yeah, they can.
don't care about that. They
Well,
don't need
some
to
of them
learn
do.
that at
Some
this
of them
young
do
age.
care about babies, and they want to
don't
help.
listen.
You're infringing on their right as a parent to educate them the way they want.
Well, that's not a right under the law. The law doesn't say only parents can educate their children. Actually, parents send their children to the government to get educated on a regular basis.
I'm not going to play verbal judo with you. You're causing a disturbance, and it's going to stop.
Can I just stand here and display my signs and like talk to people?
Yes, you are more than welcome to do that.
Can I preach with my natural voice and not the megaphone?
Sure.
Okay.
Can I make a request? Can I make a request of?
Yes.
Okay. Can you tone down the graphic nature?
Well, I'm talking about a graphic
For the
subject.
sake of the children. You're not just talking to adults, you're talking to children who many times don't have an understanding of what you're saying.
Well, then it shouldn't be a problem if they don't understand what I'm saying.
Okay, see, now you're being unreasonable.
talking in circles.
Yeah, that's just unreasonable.
Well, I'm not breaking the law, right? So you
No,
should be
what I'm
concerned
trying to
if
do
I'm
is
breaking
find
the
a
law.
common ground where they can enjoy this event and you can do what you want to do. I'm just trying to find some common ground.
Is your job to enforce the law or to like?
My job is to keep the peace.
Oh, so it's not about the law.
Disturbing the peace.
It's about
Hey,
keeping the
quit
peace.
talking in circles. You're not understanding this. You can use all your whatever you want to do because you're recording on your GoPro or whatever. I don't care. That's not what we're here for. I'm not here trying to infringe on your rights. I don't disagree with what you're saying. I disagree with the message, how you're saying it. Let me phrase it. I disagree with how you're saying it, where you're saying it. This is not about you. If you want to act like that,
It is.
and be
I mean, it's just your
disruptive
opinion.
like that, that's fine.
It's your opinion. It's not the place for that. But is that the law? You know, like, shouldn't you be concerned about the law instead of like
Just
your
like
opinions
this
about
officer
things?
said,
I'm
I am
concerned about the law. I'm concerned about everyone's rights, not just yours, not just theirs. Considering that we're in a very public place at an event to celebrate the very right that you're exercising.
Yeah.
Can we find some common ground where they cannot have their rights infringed upon?
But they don't have the right to not be offended and to not
You
hear
don't have
about
the
this.
right to offend either.
Yes, I do. That's the right to free speech, sir.
See, you're talking in circles.
No,
now.
I'm not. I'm just
Because
defending
the
my
manner of your
position.
speech is causing people to want to physically come at you.
That's not my fault.
That's the definition of inciting a riot.
No,
it's like it's the same as yelling fire in a crowded building when there is no
No,
fire.
it's not,
It's
sir.
the same thing. It's exactly the same.
Because that's the whole point of the right to free speech, right? To say things that other people will disagree with. So, and if you shut people down every time somebody disagrees with what you're saying, then you don't have free speech anymore.
I'm trying to ask you to find some common ground with me. I'm not trying to shut you down. I'm not asking you to leave. I'm asking you to respect their rights as well.
And can I ask you to leave me alone?
I am doing my duty. You're causing and provoking people in a manner which they want to come up and be physically contacting you. That's inciting a riot.
I'm not trying to incite a riot. I'm not trying to do that. I'm not trying to do that, okay?
Let me just say this, and we're done with you. If it happens again, and we have some type of physical altercation, you will go to jail for inciting a riot.
Okay, and you'll get sued.
That's fine. I've been sued plenty of times.
Okay. Well, it won't be fine when you lose a ton of money.
Well, I won't, but that's
You will.
fine. So that's what's going to happen. Just so you know.
That's the reason why you're here.
No, it's not the reason why I'm here.
That's exactly.
No, it's not. Don't put stuff in my mouth. Don't put words in my mouth.